Welcome to Tom and Ben News United Kingdom, and we start with viewers' news, and, well, you can probably tell it's going to come up. Talking Tom and Friends channel reports that a pedestrian has died after being struck by a semi-truck in Phoenix. 2 men wrongly convicted of killing Malcolm X to receive $26 million in settlement. A small plane has crashed near Tacoma, and the pilot is thankfully uninjured. Dismembered bodies found in the Oklahoma River belong to 4 missing men, police have confirmed. Russian attacks in Ukraine leave almost 500,000 homes without power in Kyiv, and Steve Wright signs off from the BBC Radio 2 afternoon show.
And finally, Cindy Meadows says that Macy's Day Parade balloons are getting ready, and hospitalisation for the flu is currently going up. Oh dear.
To other news now, and Ukrainian soldiers have been welcomed into Kherson by jubilant residents after Russia said it had fully withdrawn from the key southern city.
Footage showed locals on the streets flying Ukraine's national flag and chanting as Kyiv's troops arrived. Some sang patriotic songs around a large campfire well into the night.
Kherson was the only regional capital taken by Russia after February's invasion. Their retreat has been seen as one of the biggest setbacks of the war.
Leading scientists and businesses have said that cuts to the government's research risks stalling efforts to make the UK a science superpower. The stark message was delivered ahead of the autumn statement this Thursday.
There is concern that proposed increases to boost the UK economy will now be cut back. Among those expressing concern are leading pharmaceutical companies, the Royal Society and the Academy of Medical Sciences.
The government does not comment on spending plans ahead of the autumn statement. Otherwise, this happens.
I'm extremely disappointed that once again an important government policy has been presented to the media before this House. Why the BBC and Sky News is more important, I will never know. They're elected to hear it here, not via the news.
Chancellor Jeremy Hunt is being urged to extend the 5p cut in fuel duty amid the nightmare of high costs for motorists.
When then-Chancellor Rishi Sunak announced earlier this year that the 5p fuel duty cut represented the biggest cut ever, it was set to remain in place until March next year.
The AA is now pushing for the reduction to be extended beyond March because of the continued high pump prices and cost of living crisis. Its research shows that surging electricity prices are a factor in deterring or delaying more than 70% of drivers from going electric.
And in breaking news, US President Joe Biden's Democrats have inched closer to keeping control of the Senate with a projected win in Arizona following the midterm elections.
3 days after Americans voted, CBS estimates that Democrat Mark Kelly has beaten Republican challenger Blake Masters. That would leave the Senate at 49 Democratic seats and 49 Republican seats.
Just Nevada and Georgia are yet to be decided. The vote count in Nevada is neck and neck, while Georgia's race will be settled by a runoff election next month.
If Democrats win either of the 2 remaining races, they will remain in control of the upper chamber of Congress because the US Vice President can cast a tie-breaking vote on their behalf.
Republicans could still take control of the US House of Representatives as votes continue to be tailed from a handful of districts after Tuesday's elections.
If the Republicans win either or both chambers of Congress, they could thwart much of Mr. Biden's agenda.
Albanians living in London have come out in a protest on Saturday in the capital following the statements made by Home Secretary Suella Braverman, who spoke of invasion due to the high number of immigrants this year.
Holding national flags with the double-headed eagle and banners in their hands or arms, the citizens have filled the streets of London and have also used Albanian music in the background.
Meanwhile, their placards read that they are not criminals but work and pay taxes. As it can be seen in a video, the citizens have not blocked the traffic while they are on the pavement where there are police officers next to them.
Meanwhile, large groups of migrants have clashed with police near Dunkirk in France after French authorities frustrated their attempts to send dozens of small boats into the English Channel.
UK and French authorities have been preparing to counter the expected mass launch of small boats earlier in the weekend after bad weather prevented the illegal crossings for almost a fortnight.
The bolstered police presence along the French coast between Dunkirk and Calais comes ahead of an impending announcement of a new channel security deal between Paris and London. As part of the agreement, the UK government has agreed to pay the French an additional £60 million to help boost the security presence along the French coast.
Remembrance Day tributes have appeared as a mark of respect to those who have fought and died in military conflicts.
In England, there have been cascades of poppies at Know the Fort in Weymouth, knitted postbox toppers in Bournemouth, and residents of Dorset have paid tribute to members of the armed forces.
In Scotland, the public united across Edinburgh to honour veterans and fallen soldiers across the world. Remembrance Day took place on Friday, November 11th this year, and it allowed veterans and the general public to pay tribute to fallen soldiers across the world.
In Wales, detachments from the Royal Navy, the Army, the RAF, Merchant Navy, fishing fleets and cadet forces marched past City Hall and along King Edward the 7th Avenue to the Welsh National War Memorial in Alexandra Gardens, Cathays Park in Cardiff.
They arrived by 10:40 a.m. and formed up around the memorial.
And in Northern Ireland, around 200 people have gathered in silence at the Cenotaph in Belfast to mark the armistice. At 11 a.m. they stood with heads bowed to mark the end of the First World War.
Royal British Legion President Philip Morrison presided at the short commemoration, which was also attended by Sinn Féin Lord Mayor Tina Black.
To sport now, and England have suffered heartbreak again after losing to New Zealand for the 5th time in the Women's Rugby World Cup final.
A hat-trick from hooker Amy Cocaine and tries from flanker Marley Packer and fullback Ellie Kildoon had kept England ahead for all but 15 of the 80 minutes.
However, winger Ayesha Leti-Liga scored a try 9 minutes from time to give New Zealand a 34-31 victory. It secured a 6th world title for the Black Ferns at a packed Eden Park in New Zealand.
With the FIFA World Cup just over a week away in Qatar, all eyes are on the squads being selected by the 32 countries involved.
Each nation must name a minimum of 23 players and a maximum of 26 in their squad, 3 of which must be goalkeepers. They have until 6 p.m. UK time on Monday, November 14th to submit squads to FIFA, who will then officially publish all squad lists on Tuesday, November 15th.
The first game to kick off will be Qatar versus Ecuador on Sunday the 20th of November at 1600 our time, followed by England versus Iran, Senegal versus the Netherlands and United States versus Wales on Monday the 21st of November.
Okay, to your weather now, and a band of rain will sweep across from the west, sunshine developing in the west in the afternoon. Tuesday will be a windy day with outbreaks of heavy and persistent rain from the west.
Wednesday will see sunny spells, weakening winds and persistent rain in the far north with showers in the southwest, and that is the weather.
And that's all today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Please subscribe, follow us on our Facebook page, list it down below, and see you next Monday.